When I was a little boy, I was born in the south of Italy between Naples and Rome. And my family were very, very, very poor. My mom and dad, they couldn't write or read. They were working in the fields just for a bit of flour to have some food. I was very fortunate to send me to school, so I did my 5 years of elementary. And after the elementary school, at the age of 11, I started engineering school. So I took the route of engineering, which was my passion, because when I was a little boy, I used to see my uncle, he had a workshop repairing agricultural machines, tooling and whatever, and I used to spend a lot of time with him to learn on the drill, on the lathe and grind and whatever. So I had lots of passion of engineering.
There are things that on the machines that you can certainly make things more complex, and I think Britain's always had that ability to make good complex parts. You know, we are the home of the Industrial Revolution, and it still should be a real important thing that we keep that ability to make stuff. We can't all work in a bank. This is really important stuff, and I think it's undervalued, the ability to make something, because you don't want some kid coming out of university or some guy wanting to make something on Kickstarter and having to go abroad for it. That's why we're important, you know. If a guy goes to scale, Roscomac can support him. If he only ever wants to be a man working out a shed, we can support him. If a blue chip company walks in here and wants thousands off, we can support them, and we've got the know-how to do it.
The company was formed by my father, Fernando Martello, in 1976, 40 odd years ago, and when I was a teenager I'd often be in the factory on a completely different scale. I've always been interested in taking things apart, making things, putting things back together again and so forth. I got involved in the company literally at school leaving age and went to college and started my role pretty much from, you know, sweeping the floors upwards. Because it is a family owned business and my father was the boss, I had to make sure that I had to prove not just to him, to everyone else I could actually do the job. So I've been involved in the business for, what, 27 years now, 28 years. And I started taking the reins over 19 years ago. So pretty much half of the life of the business I've been at the helm with my father, who's the company chairman.
Roscomac's winning formula has been its flexibility, allowing people's development, people's designs, people's ideas to be created from the beginning. So they may have a small requirement of which the company will be able to step in. Roscomac would help develop that product with them through to getting it to a full-on production. So they may have thousands that they need to manufacture now. We've got the ability and the flexibility to give them the initial quantities that they require, develop it through our experience, and then drive a full-on production scenario for them. And then we can support them with stock holding, we can support them with Kanban direct-to-line delivery.
They might not know what they want, but by coming to us, we can say, we know how to do that. They're not going to know all about machine tools. We don't want them to, but we want them to come to us. Come to us. We know how to make stuff.
We tend to focus on manufacturing. That is our core competence. That is what we're absolutely passionate about. Some very large organisations have departments full of engineers, but they might not have the day-to-day involvement that we have, and other suppliers that are the same in their own different fields. When you are an SME, you can get closer to the coalface. You know, you understand what the product, what you're actually delivering to the customer, and you have that passion, that involvement to make sure it's right. I can't disclose the customers that we actually do work for, because there are NDAs in place and security IP that needs to be protected. But the types of customers that we deal with are blue chip. They're leading names that anyone should, will probably recognise, and they'll be at the top of the oil and gas, the aerospace, medical equipment manufacturers. There's some pretty big names there that we tend to work in partnership with.
So I always said that this can just give me the opportunity to develop what I had in mind, and from there I got lots of respect for this country. In fact, even in football, for argument's sake, if I see Italy playing against England, I know that most Italians, they disagree with me, but to me, my first team is England. This country has given me the opportunity, and I have a lot of respect, and I consider myself, to be honest, although I was not born here, but I consider myself as English, and I do have English passport.
No, I mean, my father's 74 now, and he's as passionate as the day that I first got involved with the business. And he's always looking at the next new technology. So it's not as if, oh, in the old days we'd do it this way. You know, why can't we do it? You know, I've seen this new technology. It's now, you know, lasers and, you know, grinding in, you know, different formats. 30 years ago or 40 years ago, you know, you took everything on face value of the fact that you gave your word for something and it mattered, and it does matter. Nowadays you've got the standards. You have to demonstrate to a customer that you can provide a solution and actually have a demonstrated way of showing that, proving it. So it's an awful lot less face value, but the most important thing from back 30, 40 years ago to today is that you have to have that trust with your client.
Well, for start, you got to have the passion. You really got to believe in what you do, because if you don't, I don't know, you got question mark. And through my life, I don't like question mark. I like to eliminate question marks. So if you got the passion and the drive to achieve what you want, yes, you got a good opportunity, you will achieve it.